Welcome to the Motley Croc show. It's been quite a week. There's a lot that happens. Not to remember 9/11, when we lost the towers and all that stuff. There's just a whole bunch of stuff that's happened along the timelines this past week. It's been kind of quiet, so we're just going to kind of come in and talk a little bit, and just kind of be open for them. There's not a whole lot of exciting things to talk about due to the events that have happened this week. Whether you're for it or against it. Um, I just think that there's a lot to be said about what's going on in our world. It's not just the country, it's the world. We've seemed to have lost our minds and things are out of control. But anyways, let's bring Brittany in. She's backstage here waiting up. Hey Brittany, how you doing?
Good. How are you?
I am okay. Um, for everything that's been going on, it's just been crazy. So we also have Marissa Tejas with us in the background too. Little Dr. Marissa Tejas. We'll bring her on in.
Oh, hi.
Hey, how are you?
Hi, Marissa.
Good. Long day of meetings. I'm good.
I bet it is. Well, at least you're still alive to have those meetings.
Yes. Yes.
Mhm.
That is true. Mm-hmm. How are you all tonight?
I'm doing pretty good. Brittany also found out some news that she lost one of her friends today as well, and I'm sorry to hear that, Brittany. That was a tough thing, I'm sure. And um, as we get older, though, we have a tendency to lose a lot more people in our lives. I'm absolutely no stranger to that. So
Mhm.
I'm good.
Yeah.
It's just been a really dark week. I think that we have been through a lot. I think there's just a lot of things going on out there that's insane.
There is, I've been speaking with some of my shamanic friends, and right now, even right before September happened, I do remember one of my spiritual healers, they were discussing about how there's a lot of energy happening. We've got two lunar eclipses, 999, and just others, and then like a blood full moon. It's just a really crazy energetic time right now. And it's also a period of a lot of karmic release. And I think that's what we're seeing right now. And karmic doesn't necessarily mean it's a bad thing, but it just means that there's a lot of shakeup. And there's just been a few little things here and there as well in beliefs. There's a lot going on right now. There's a lot going on, and it is an awakening that's happening. But unfortunately, how people are taking some of the events that's happening around the world. It's not just there's not just only stuff happening in the United States, it's around the world. It's an awakening of how we move forward. Do we take this and go on a more dark path, or do we take this and learn from it and try to create something better? It's a lot of hard lessons at the moment of how to take things.
Yeah.
I think in many ways this has been eye-opening for much of the younger generation of some of the stuff that's happened this week, more so than in the past with a lot of incidences. I've seen a lot happening online of interesting conversations being had between the younger generations and how they are looking at things a little bit differently as of today on just different aspects. And I think that that's interesting. Aside from the crazies.
Yeah.
Aside from that, I was rather shocked that not only just on my stuff, but on other comments that I had made, and I've collected, and I'm still collecting, threats on me and my family, like actual threats.
What?
Yeah. So I've had to report them, all because I don't believe in violence in any aspect of what's happened this week, from the school to the train to Charlie, any violence. And I've had to report many of them, and some of the things that they have said has been, you can't say that here. I can't say it online. So I've had to report it. But that's how unhinged. Like, you can't just feel sorry for anyone anymore.
Well,
at what point did we create a society where people can't hold different opinions? You know what I mean? Like, you could still be absolutely respectful to another person. I mean, I never look down at someone just because they have a different opinion, because we have these different opinions we have these different opinions because of how all of us grew up. Right. You know, we all have gone through different hardships and different experiences that mold how we view the world, mold how we view religion, mold how we view different ethnicities and this and that. It was something when I was walking the dogs this morning. I was really trying to figure out at what point did we lose society where people cannot be respectful to differences of opinion, especially when there is, you know, it's not like the other person is causing violence or murdering or whatever. You know what I mean? Just because you believe in God and I don't think you're a bad person. I'm not going to put a hex on you or anything like that.
Hey, Bill.
You are a good person to me. Like, you are a good person to your community. You are a good person to your family. It's okay that you believe in God. Like, I'm not going to look down upon you for that. But at what point did we just, hi, Judy. At what point in society did we just say, oh, you're a Republican, you're a Democrat, well, go fuck off. Like, you know what I mean? And just spew such ugliness into the world. Like, at what point did we lose society? I was really contemplating that today, like early this morning at 5:30 in the morning, walking my dogs.
I think
this is what I thought.
I can give you an example of my opinion on that. I think that there's, I think the media and social media have had a large influence on the way young people think and the way young people look at things. It's also gives, as Tammy said earlier there, maybe it's because they can hide behind the screen. So a lot of people that don't normally have voices, that are mentally retarded, spew out their retarded lingo. And I am an advocate. I do believe in violence when it's necessary. I don't believe in doing it to someone when it's unnecessary, but I believe in defense. And I lived a whole different lifestyle. So violence is the way of the world. And that's okay with me. I'm not going to say, you know, oh, I don't believe in violence, because I do. Shooting someone in cold blood because you have a difference of opinion is absolutely unacceptable. That's unacceptable.
Yep, it's unacceptable. Absolutely.
There's a difference if this person, regardless of what he believes in, was attacking your family or causing harm to somebody. I'm okay with that. You need to put somebody down in defense of your loved ones or your family. That's okay. But a man sitting there that never did anything, I didn't always agree with Charlie Kirk. Okay. I didn't agree with everything he said. However, like Charlie Sheen said, he did not deserve that. That was absolutely disgusting, and it was appalling. Joe Rogan, people who have intelligence. And a lot of people don't like Joe Rogan. A lot of people don't like Charlie Sheen, but these are smart people. They might not live the lifestyle most people want, and they even saw it that same way. And I know that Charlie Sheen doesn't think like Charlie Kirk, right? But he still defended him. And I think that now we have this outlet where it's kind of like the little weirdos that were writing nasty letters to people and passing around a classroom. Now they can just do it with a large microphone. Ricky Gervais said it most, you know, the internet gives idiots a voice. However, I've said it before, there's a term I like to live by: the road to Valhalla is hard. I try to control my emotions. I look at things with a numb view. I try not to let it get to me, because I understand life and death. I know what it means. I think the way Charlie was taken out was disgusting. And I think it was terrible for him to be done that way in front of his family and people who actually admired him. But they only made him a martyr. And I think that killing him was unacceptable, regardless of how I feel about a person. It's unacceptable. I mean, every time I saw Kamala come on the stage, I could have bit my own dick off and spit it on the ground. but I didn't want her to be assassinated. I think that that's
Exactly.
absolutely horrible to kill a human being. These people have families and children, and they look at them the same way we look at our families and children. And there are people that hate me. There's people that hate Marissa, and obviously people are giving death threats to Brittany.
They
For
hate me.
what? For what? That doesn't mean we deserve to die because we have a difference of opinion on that. So, really, to answer what you just said, it's yeah, exactly people like that, and I think that, um, yep, it is.
Mhm.
It's absolutely sick and twisted, absolutely. And I think
Yes,
what
Bryn.
it comes down to is
Yeah,
the
Paul.
media. And I have to say this. I think that there's a lot more to this. I don't think this was some. I don't personally believe that this was just some weirdo or transgender person or some kid. I think this was a much larger scale,
Hmm.
and I think that there's going to come a lot's going to come out of this.
Yep.
And I think that I think because we are all at war. We have countries that want to overtake every country in the world at all means necessary. Rather they live in the sand or they build a two-story sand hut, they still want to do that. They're absolutely unachievable. They play with fire. There are very powerful countries in this world, we being one of them. And we don't do a lot because we don't want to harm other countries in other areas. And the same with China and all those other places. They're not a joke. They're not happy about that type of stuff. I've watched a lot of world leaders talk about, even before the Charlie Kirk incident or the stabbing of a little girl on the bus, uh, and there's brainwashing. I think there's plants. I think that the government plays a large video game, and I think they use people against each other. And I think it's beyond red and blue anymore. I think it's completely not about being a Republican or a Democrat anymore. It's about division, conquering, and just pure outright madness. It's complete madness, and it's being tolerated. And if you look around, anybody on this show today, and you look at some of the world, the Germans, the Irish, the Italians, they're starting to reenact what Hitler did because they've been pushed so far. Okay. They're annihilating human beings because they've been pushed so far. And I think that there's something to be said about that. I don't remember any time that I've been alive on this planet in the 50 years I've been here. Do I ever remember all these countries dealing with this much chaos at one time? There's
Yeah.
always been wars. There's always been a difference of opinion. I know Miss Marissa understands what I'm saying because she's a little older than Brittany. And I think that now every single country has these violent marches, these violent outrages because I don't like your God and you don't like my God and I don't like your politics and you don't like my politics. Well, I'm going to shoot your face off because I don't like you. Or I'm going to stab your family because you're a Republican. Or I'm going to kill you because you like Biden. Or I'm going to burn your house down because you're a MAGA. And I'm sorry, I personally know quite a few MAGA people that don't believe in violence and killing
No.
innocent people, and they're not racist. And I also know a lot of people that are Democrat that don't believe in that type of shit either. I mean, look at Bill Maher. He doesn't
Yeah.
believe in that stuff, and he's a
No.
Yep.
Democrat. People hate him because they think he's a Republican lover. No, he just said we're not supposed to be doing this.
No.
We're
It's
Right.
supposed to
okay to
be
have a difference of
debating
opinion. Yeah.
and voting, and I think that that's we've lost that. And to
Yep.
watch a young man, okay, lose his life was disgusting. I don't, and
Live.
you, if you think that's okay, it doesn't matter. You're wrong for thinking it's okay. It's not, because now you've created vendettas. And there are going to be people that misread what's going on that are on either side that are going to be just fucking crazy. And they're just going to start shooting people that have a blue shirt on or a red hat because you've created an insane, ridiculous lifestyle. You can't even be who you are these days. And I find that disgusting. We live in this right now. We are in this reality.
Yep.
Listen to what we're listening to. People are getting blown away. Little young kids are being stabbed to death. Doesn't matter what color they are. I know if the situation was reversed in this climate, that there would have been more riots. And look, another black person was killed by a white person, whatever. Nobody made a big stink about it, which was weird. Okay. And then you have, oh, we
Weird.
have a possible thing coming in from outer space, and it could be an alien probe. Then you've got UAPs. We're launching missiles out. It's bouncing off. They're just dividing and terrorizing the whole world.
It's
For,
fear
for and it's
mongering.
all for monetary gain. It's a game that they're playing. And until the people wake up and see that, it's not about our differences
I
or
had
who's got the better God. It's about waking up.
no,
Wake
yeah.
up.
And Troy, I had mentioned this to you earlier, it's just that the majority of the world right now, it's a lot of sheep. There's not a lot of wolves. And when I say wolves, it's not like predating or, trying to conquer anything, but it's people. There's too many people that have become so numb or part of the matrix. They're just following whatever it is because they don't have that self-confidence. The majority of society is insecure. They don't have the self-confidence. They're not educated to be able to stand on their own 2 feet. And I think this is what we're seeing right now with so much of this divide. It's just people are just following whatever because there's nothing for them. They have grown in a society where they have not learned to be secure, to have that confidence, to have that independence. And it's just, the majority of the world right now, it is sheep, and there's not enough actually strong people out there that also are good in regards of guidance, of mentoring, of supporting. There's not enough community support anymore. It is it feels like they are so alone and they have to fight for themselves. And I just think we are, as primates, so this, as primates, there's, you know what I mean? We need that bond. We need that social bond, but there's nothing there. And I think subconsciously it is messing up with people's minds that's causing the destruction that we're seeing today. This goes all the way back to evolution, like basic primal evolution.
I mean, you live in Belize, right? And you got your own politics there.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, every time I've come to Belize, I mean, the politics there that they argue about is so much easier than what we have here. But we have these, it's almost as if, and I'm just giving you a different view. I'm not necessarily saying I believe this. I'm just giving you a different view. If you look at America as a whole, they create these atmospheres like Disney World, theme parks, and everybody's just, we live in La La Land, and don't talk to me about a stormtrooper because they're stronger than Boba Fett, and Boba Fett's the leader, and Jabba would have done. They know more about that. Why these other countries, they're training young men and young women to become killers and conquerors. Okay. And everybody gets all upset about movies. They know more about movies and a lightsaber or a GI Joe pickup truck or whatever than anything else in the world. It leads everything. If anybody's can look at this and research it if they want. I mean, we led a lot of the elections with movies and media and celebrities before it turned into a big thing. Before it was like, oh, they all have sex with children. They're all part of Satan and all this stuff and all this kind of thing. But half the world's religions don't even believe in Satan. It's this myth and this creative weirdness. And if you, as a person listening, allow a religion to control your every move, to make you act out towards another living thing or human, you're sick. You're fucking sick. It's that simple. Because it's no different than me worshiping a Pepsi can and telling Maritza my Pepsi can is better than you. And if you talk about my Pepsi can, I'm going to stab you in the fucking neck. It's ridiculous to me.
That's like a
and
reality.
Religion and hatred through religion has caused a lot of these problems. A lot of them. And I've read comments. I know people hated Charlie Kirk because he was a Christian, right? And that gives certain people who follow the Christian faith to an extreme, ridiculous amount leverage to go, well, we're going to go after these secular Satan lovers and all this kind of so ridiculous to me. So ridiculous to me. The bottom line is a human being murdered another human being for a difference of opinion or because they got onto something that they knew they were exposing their secrets in the light, right? And they killed them for it. Has nothing to do with anybody's friends in the sky. Doesn't have anything to do with anything but that. And that's where I'm talking about. Glorifying it, talking about, oh, they should have known, man, Christians had it coming, they're scumbags. That's terrible to me.
Yeah.
That's terrible.
Yeah.
This isn't about religion, right? That's not what it is. For us, it's about humankind, human beings doing terrible. And even in almost every religion, you're supposed to, except for a few of those assholes, you're supposed to love thy neighbor. So you don't kill somebody for somebody's different. So I'm sorry, it's terrible. You kill to take land, right? You kill so that someone doesn't know what you've been doing, or you kill because you're defending yourself. You don't kill over anything else. You don't kill for anything else. You don't do that. Not a human. I'm sorry. I'm not against violence now. I'm against it when it's unnecessary. I'm
When it's
against
unnecessary.
unnecessary evil and violence. I'm against that. That's what I'm against.
I think that's the biggest key point here that people are missing is necessary violence versus unnecessary
Agreed.
violence.
Mhm.
And so many people are missing that. And what I can't wrap my brain around is the extreme party that screams for coexistence and acceptance, and why can't you just like me for being me? Why can't you just accept it? Why are you shaming us and blah blah blah? They are the ones that are
100%, Craig.
advocating for the people that want the same thing to have what happened to Charlie. So when it happens, they're cheering, they're excited. But then when somebody, and not anybody necessarily, but if one of their people get taken out, they start burning down buildings. Why? It's very hypocritical. You targeted an innocent human being based off of a matter of opinion. That's it. That's really all it comes down to in layman's terms. And I do think it's a bigger picture. I think they saw him as a potential threat in the future. He was advocating for change and helping the younger generation understand that we can have a healthy debate, agree to disagree, still respect each other, still be able to walk away, still be able to say, it's okay. Come talk to me and challenge me. I want to have a debate with you. Whether people like him, don't like him, like his way of views, that's fine. That's the best part about debates. We're allowed to sit together and say, I don't like your opinion, but let's go have a drink. I don't like how you view that point. I can't believe that, you meditate. That's so stupid. But let's go have a drink. Like, that's how it should be. It's so.
But people are mentally ill, Brittany.
They are. That's the point.
I'll give you an example of what I think is idiotic. Okay. Nobody, you should not care what someone does in their own bedroom unless it involves children or animals. Okay.
Exactly.
So yes, one of the things I disagreed with Charlie Kirk, and I'll say it because I have listeners that were like, well, how can you fucking be who you are, Troy, defend that guy? Let me tell you something. Some of the things I thought he said that was stupid is when a gay kid would talk to him and he would be like, as a Christian, I don't agree with your lifestyle. Okay. I don't like that. I don't like anybody using their God to say that they don't agree with someone's lifestyle, because the gay people that are in my life have treated me better than any other fucking human being that I've ever dealt with in my life. And they've been better people to me, and they're good folks. It doesn't matter what they're sexually doing. And so when you got into that, I'd be like, come on, man, that showed a little bit of unintelligence to me. I don't like that. Right. But I like some of his other things that he would talk about and the way he would go at it. He was correct. But even at that, I'm like agitated. Didn't make me want to kill him. No. Do you understand what I'm saying?
That's not.
And I would be like, oh, I was like, man, I thought you were really smart, Charlie. And then you open your mouth to say some diarrhea shit like that. And I'm like, whoop, I skipped through it. I didn't want to kill him. I just didn't want to do that. But he did not deserve what he got. But I don't feel that way about gay people. I don't think any religion should be gay. There's nothing about it in the Bible. Nothing. That's all doctrine. It has nothing to do with God. Recognizes no male nor female. That's all made up man stuff. People would just go back and really look at things, they'd understand that before things were so recreated and made to control women. You guys really are more victims to religion and idiotic thoughts than even men are. I mean, we made the rules so that we could beat you and rape you, and you have to take it. If Marissa didn't make my spaghetti hot enough, I'd kick her fucking ass.
That's true.
She's going to be, oh God, go to the police, and the sheriff's going to be like, get on home. He's going to call me. He's like, you got to control your lady. Make her pray a little more in church. And that's the shit I'm talking about. All right. And so I didn't agree with that. But no, I want people to know I didn't agree with that. I'm not saying that I'm defending every single thing that guy said and he's this and that. I'm not. He was a good guy. He had a family. He knew how to love people, and he was honorable to everybody. I didn't agree with everything he said. So I'm still processing it. I'm still taking it in. And I'm not letting anybody else, Brittany, talk about how they're excited he's gone and laughing. Look at the people saying that. It's some ugly, fat, disgusting pig. You can't tell what gender it is doing it half the time. And they're just doing it for media because they want to be seen. Look, I'm a cockroach. Look at me and give me my media.
They want to be seen. This is.
Don't let them within you. Do not let them within you.
That's why I wouldn't showcase their
media attention. It's media attention.
Well, and that's the thing is like I was really torn because so many people are like, show their faces, show their handles, let other people like let it trend, let them, block them, report them, let them. And I battled with that all day yesterday because I was devastated. And I stopped and I went, no, because why do I want to give a platform to the insane? I would much rather just handle it myself and report it, delete and block it, and send the names off to the FBI and the people that are asking for those names so that they can better investigate these people and get rid of them because they're worried about what they might do to somebody else.
That's right, Brian.
But for me, it's like, I didn't want to give them that attention. I didn't want to show their faces and give them exactly what they want. So I chose not to do that. I chose to express that out of respect for a human being who lost his life. No matter the differences that we all may have, he lost his life in front of his family. And I'm going to honor him with integrity and with dignity and not allow these things to be said anymore about him on my platform. So I didn't do that.
And I agree with what Brian Love said, and he's got a very valid point. And I also listen. I don't agree with a lot of stuff out there, but you know me, I'm an advocate of free speech. I don't care if you're a scumbag. You have freedom of speech and your choice. You're an American, and you should be allowed to do it. Politics have gotten so involved anymore that I looked at everything. I did not see someone's interpretation of hate. Is interesting to me because I didn't see anywhere where Charlie Kirk was spreading hatred. So some of the comments that, or people videoing themselves like, we got Charlie in the neck or whatever, and they're singing a song, which I think I sent it to both of you.
Mm-hmm.
We got him in the neck, and you think it's funny. Now his face is plastered everywhere, and you can tell he's just a young, stupid kid making a terrible decision by doing that because there's going to be another angry human being out there that's going to find him and maybe gut him and pull his guts out like Braveheart over the street. Just because you want to look cool and you're cutesy, right? But then they're like, oh, he deserved it because he spread hatred. I didn't see that man spread any hatred. He said he disagreed with stuff, but I never saw him tell anybody, you're just garbage or you're stupid. I seen him call people a liar before because they'd come up and lie to his face, and he has every right to say that.
Yeah, absolutely. So especially in a debate.
This guy was a monster, I mean, sure. If you catch a child trafficker, someone that's selling children for sex and stuff, and you catch him and he takes a bullet to the brain, good for him.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? That's a whole different thing.
Yep.
So that's why I say that I am an advocate on some sort of violence, and we don't do it enough. And isn't it funny how those kind of people get pardoned and then Charlie Kirk takes a bullet to the neck? You really need to look into your regime and the people running the governments in the world. I'm just telling you. And I really, at this point in my life, don't think it's going to get any better. I really don't.
That's the scary part.
We're in so deep right now. I don't think so, Marissa. And it'll get to you eventually. It's going to get to you.
I mean, it's I have to say, in Belize right now, it's not really being talked about, like what happened. Like no one's really talking about it here. But it's like, when all that stuff was going on, I'm looking at the Belize news, and it was like 2 guys selling crack in the jail, and it was just little things here and there. And I have to say, like I came to Belize because the government asked for my expertise in crocodiles. I wasn't running away from anything. It wasn't anything like that. I wasn't saying,
yeah, I'm just kidding.
F you. Ugh.
I'm playing. I get you though.
I know, but it wasn't like I'm leaving America, I'm leaving for something better or anything like that. It was, I am passionate about being an advocate for predators. I love crocodiles. I had this amazing opportunity. At that point, someone from FWC was asking me about alligators, but I was like, no, Florida's like saturated with conservationists and this and that. You guys don't need me. But here was an opportunity for me to go to Belize, and it's seeing what happened on the train, seeing this current thing with Charles Kirk, and then the shootings. I don't have to put air tags on my daughter. I don't have to worry about someone going in and shooting my daughter at school. Like, my daughter goes on a beach for 2 hours and I don't see her. Like, she's playing with other people. Like, there have been moments this past week. I'm like, I'm kind of glad I'm here. Like it's fairly peaceful. I forget to lock my door sometimes. You know what I mean?
And
Like,
again, Marissa, I agree with you, but listen, this is going to loop me right back to the beginning of our conversation. That's media. It is not like that here. We can
and
go
I
out
know
and
it's
not
not,
deal with
and I
that
know
here
it's not,
anywhere.
and I know
You
it's
would
not.
think
But
that
you
when
know
you
me,
watch it because of what they do it, but it's when they put people on top of each other, right? These big
yes,
cities where they want to keep everybody herded
absolutely,
into one place. And,
absolutely.
we're humans.
Absolutely.
We're going to
And
fight.
you know me because there's things that you send me. I'm like, I don't know about this, Troy, and stuff like that. I am not one just to like fall into the media trap right away. You know what I
Right.
mean? Like, I absolutely
Well,
am
that's why
not.
I sent it to you. I'm trying to hook you in.
Mm-hmm.
No, I sent it to you because I want to show you the idiocracy
No,
sometimes.
I know, but it's, and something else I was thinking about today, and I can't remember. I think I can't remember who I was mentioning this with earlier. Was so my mom's side of the family, they moved. They're from Mexico. Early 1900s, Mexico was exploding, and they sold their shoe factory to come to the United States to find peace, to find sanctuary from the hell that was going on in Mexico in the early 1900s. And I remember they ended up setting up shop in East LA. They opened up a grocery store right before the Depression started. So then my great uncle, World War II happens, and there's a really scary, they have to go into Southeast Asia, and this is either it's going to change the war to the Allies or not. And it was so dangerous. They told the guys at the army, we're not going to force you, but who wants to volunteer? My great uncle, who at that time had just become an American citizen, he volunteered. Out of the 3,000 soldiers that went to Southeast Asia for this one takeover, I forgot exactly where, but look up Merrill's Marauders. He's one of 200 that survived. All right. He fought for his family. He fought for freedom of speech. He fought for all these things for a country he wasn't even born in. And I remember and then my grandfather, all these guys, they first generation, and they fought for their country in various wars. And I'm thinking, after what happened with Charles Kirk the other day, it almost made me tear up thinking what my great uncle had fought for, because what we saw the other day, it was like freedom of speech it's being threatened right now. And so many people have fought for that basic right. And obviously just not my great uncle, but many, many other people that have fought for America. And my brain has just been like just about.
You're right. I mean, I can imagine. I just think of the people in my life that are in their early to mid 20s. If a war broke out here, they're fucking lost. They still get upset if their chicken McNuggets are not hot enough. I mean,
Yeah.
they're scared to death of everything. They argue over movies. They have no idea if a war breaks out. You don't even know how to survive in the woods if you got to go up there. And
No.
most of all, you don't even know how to kill somebody. The other people do. Other people do.
Yeah.
It's unbelievable to me. And I think that, everybody's like, well, we don't need this war. We're at war. We've been at war for a long time. We're at war now. You just don't even see it because it's just not on your homeland yet. In essence, it is, but not to the extreme that it could be. But silencing people like that, again, like you said, freedom of speech, that's wrong. I believe in freedom of speech. I don't care who you are. If you believe in something, preach it. If it's wrong, the mass of people will find it wrong. You won't be preaching it long.
Yeah.
Right? Not one person shooting a gun, killing someone. I mean, they've assassinated people. And I know the world has seen assassination attempts. They tried to kill Reagan. They shot John F. Kennedy. But that was different. This was a guy that was just debating at colleges, talking to people. That in the way he was put down. Are you kidding me? When I saw that video, and I have like 4 or 5 different angles of it, 4 or 5 different, I have like one from the back, one from the side. They started taking them down, and I was getting them all before, because I have followers. They're like, "Do you see this? Look at this! Look at this!" And they're taking it off the internet one by one for him. But my God, when I saw that video, I told my mother. She's like, "No, no, that young man shouldn't die." I said, "When I saw that video, Mom, he's dead. That's how they teach you how to hunt. That's how you shoot a deer."
The moment.
That was a kill shot, dude. That was done on purpose. The only thing that I was thankful for him at that horrible moment was that it turned him off.
It did.
He was He didn't even know what happened. He clenched up like this, and he was gone.
He was
He didn't
gone.
die in any type of pain, but he was dead the minute that bullet ripped through his neck. I don't care what anyone says. And I
No,
know the
yeah.
reason they kept it going for 4 hours saying he was alive and all this kind of stuff is because they were investigating and they didn't want to fuck that up.
No.
But you know what was interesting? You guys go look up. I'm not even going to tell you who it was. Go look up the first release of Charlie Kirk has been shot and dead. Look where it was released. Look who released it and what country it was in before any other media got it. Then you'll start digging your answers up and say, you should look at that.
You sent that to me earlier.
Yeah. Yeah. So you know where it was at.
Uh-huh.
And he stumbled onto some stuff that he shouldn't have stumbled onto. And he knew he was going to get taken out. And he had had many death threats. And he had said, they're going to kill me because I saw some stuff that I shouldn't have seen. And everybody's blind. He knew it. I think he knew it. So
The one thing I will say is that you can't take from him the fact that he knew that what he did was risky. He knew that him being honest, being truthful, sitting in those positions, the biggest thing that people don't realize is that he never put any plexiglass around him. He was not cowardice by any stretch of the means.
bulletproof glass, yeah.
He bulletproof glass. You know what I meant. I really can't talk today, as we know. Today's been rough.
I understand. I'm just saying. I was just correcting
Yeah.
it for the audience.
Yeah. He
Plexiglass
sat.
wouldn't work.
No, yeah, bulletproof glass. He didn't care. He sat vulnerable in a chair, knowing that any day could have been his last. But he stayed true to himself and had a purpose, and he knew that purpose, and he knew the risk of that purpose, but he didn't care because he wanted to help the next generation. He wanted to help a youth of generation to learn about their country, to learn to respect and love their country. It wasn't just about Christianity. It had nothing to do about that. If somebody asked him about his views, he would tell you.
Right.
And he would do a really healthy debate with you on it. But he honestly wanted to educate the general population in the colleges of the country they lived in, to teach them to want to love it, to want to know your facts, and be a part of it. But I can't take away from him that he sat there honorably. And he knew he was never ashamed, and he sat there honorably, and he did it every time on every campus. And to me, that takes a lot. That's a heroic man who stood up for what he believed in, no matter what that meant. And that is, like, people are like, why are they saying he's a hero? He's a hero in many ways. He believed in the right of free speech, and he believed that he had a right to do that. And he believed it was our right as American citizens to debate in a healthy way, to sit back and talk and have these discussions without the fear of what happened to happen.
I think one of the things I respected about him the most, and I'm going to give him credit, and any of my followers that don't like me for that, you got a dick, you can suck it. I'm just going to tell you this. He was an honest guy. He might have hurt people's feelings, but he was honest. There's a lot of people that talk shit about me, but there's one thing that I don't do to people. I don't lie and rip them off. I don't try to, and I have opportunity because some people in my life that are friends of mine that I work with, and I'm not going to say names, but they're not as smart as some of the other people I work with. I could manipulate the hell out of them and use them and take from them and ruin their whole life when they come to me with questions of vulnerability. But I don't do it. I get pointed at or hated or I'm this or I'm that because of my image or my appearance or what they think I believe. Most people have no idea what I believe in. They have no idea. Right?
Yeah.
The element of surprise is always important. You should always keep that for yourself. But I thought that because he was a lot like all of us, just trying to have some integrity and do what he did, he wasn't hurting anyone.
No.
Mm-mm.
He was hurting people's feelings that were seedy, disgusting people. Those are the only people he was hurting their feelings of.
Yeah.
I didn't agree with everything he said, but he didn't hurt my feelings. I thought, hey, man, you know what? This guy's stand up. He's sitting there and he's just trying to be
he believed in what he said. Yeah. I mean, he just was honest.
And then he would say something to someone, and what would they go? Yep, you're a fucking idiot. Fuck you, fuck you, fuck you, fuck you, fuck you. And they run away.
And he would just laugh.
He's like, okay. It just shows that they had you, Marissa. That's just what I mean. When intelligent people deal with unintelligent retards, I'm using the word, folks, retards, this is what happens. And I deal with them on a day-to-day basis. And yet all of them try to identify with me because of the way I look. They think that I believe the way they do because I'm weird looking. Right.
But
So
you're
I get it.
you're
And they're idiots. But I respected him for that. He was a good person, talking good things. He never hurt anybody, period. And that's it. I
No,
didn't see any hatred or any of that. He was just a good dude. And I
no, but
think if you had went for him to help, he would have helped you, no matter who you were.
yep.
he was so. But going back to what you're saying with the people that he was debating with,
Hey,
this
Heidi.
was hi Heidi, was that this goes back to even the root of
And
like
that's the worst part, Nadia.
family and how we're raising this next generation, because there's no security, there's no self-confidence, there's no identity of self. Everyone is you can see people are lost, they're insecure, they are so dependent. But there's also, because we got into that generation of like, everyone's a first place winner, there's no losers here, everyone's first. I'm like, I tell my daughter, I'm like, no, you will go for first place, there's no such thing as second. Like, I push her, because guess what?
Yeah, there is. Second place is the first loser.
Yes, because like in reality, the real world, honey, I'm sorry, if you
That's
are
right.
not at the top, you're gonna be on the freaking street. Mommy's not going to help you. Grandpa Gino's not going to help you. Like, no. Like, you've got to work, you've got to earn. But that's the thing, is that we got into this parenting of just like a little scratch on your knee. It's like, oh, let me kiss that and make it better. I'm sorry. If I scratch my knee, I would pretty much be dying, bleeding. And my parents are like, go put a Band-Aid on it. You know what I mean? Like, there's no strength in developing this next generation. And so that also means nobody knows how to debate. If someone goes against you, it's like, well, oh my God, fuck you. Everything that you just saw. Now,
Yep.
I did just see today a debate between very much a liberal and Charles Kirk. And this was like the first time that I saw where you could tell this girl, like, she owned herself. And the debate was really respectful. Very much like, okay, well, we agree to disagree on certain things, and okay, thank you. And it was like, wow, that was the first. But you could tell she was raised to be strong, to be independent, to be respectful of other people's
And
opinions.
respectful. Yep.
The others, and everyone is just so. Oh, thank you, Greg. But like, everyone is. We are raising weak men. We are raising weak women at the same time. And it's just, we're coddling the next generation too much. And just like you were saying earlier, Troy, if there's an invasion, I understand why Trump changed the name to Department of War. You have to.
Oh, be careful saying that, Marissa. People are going to get their diapers all soaked about that.
Oh my Lord.
Oh, I'm
Like, I don't
sorry.
really care. I come from a different generation. War is war. I get it, Sometimes you got to do it. I don't want to go out and start it. And anybody that's been in the military, including Brian Love, you don't want to go start a war with somebody to do something. You want to say, listen, if you do this, we are the offensive. Do not even shift something our way.
Yeah.
And I agree with that. Listen. My family. We're mainly German, so I don't give a fuck about that stuff right there. Let's not lie, dude. You know what I'm saying? Come on now. Let's not get there. We're not going to get anybody
German Irish
on the fluster, but So I
Hey,
mean, at the end
you've
of
got
the
some
day,
feather in there. You've got some feather.
I got a little prairie in there. Got a little
You
prairie.
do, of the badass Apache. So
We got
it's
that.
just,
We got a lot. We got a lot of good stuff.
you got like
in
a bunch
Hey,
of
Heidi.
warrior in you and
We
Brittany.
do, and I think that
It's fiery
that's
today,
hey,
sister.
what's up, Heidi? How you doing? I think that it's where we are, and I think we just have to realize that's where we are. We shouldn't go out and hurt anybody. We should try to change a lot of this that we're dealing with right now, and more of a positive light. Than we should be being violent towards anyone. Yeah, we could go out and be violent. You could wake up somebody you might not want to wake up. And I think that we have to think about that, and let's not do that.
That's the one thing that I thought about a lot today.
That's right,
like,
Nadia. You're right.
You kind of go through like this 24-hour phase of like, where do we go from here? Like, what happens next from this, right? Because you have targeted so many innocent people in the span of like 3 days, 4 days, right? Like, and then you hit somebody who's like super innocent, and it's like
Exploring what's up.
you literally
Good to see you,
were
buddy.
doing this to give us a warning to be silent. Like, this is enough. You need to be silent is how I took it. Like, you guys, you all need to be silent. Like, this is enough, right? Doesn't matter what your belief is, what your religion, it doesn't matter. Like, we just want you all to shut up because you don't believe the way we believe. And this is our way to show you to be quiet. But what they don't understand is that they've been pushing extreme levels for so long that a lot of the people that have been silent and have tried to be the nice person and walk away from situations, those people are now boiling over after this last thing.
And here's what Brittany, let me say this because there's some people they're gonna hate me for this one.
That's
okay?
Fine. I'm over being nice.
We
Part of me died
fucking put
yesterday and today.
We
so.
took a day on Instagram and we put black images up, just a plain black screen.
Yeah, black
to
squares.
send a moment of silence for George fucking Floyd.
Yeah.
And not one person did anything like that as a large group for anybody else that
I can't wait for people to get pissed at us for that one.
Floyd.
Yep.
So if you are having a hard time now because I said, oh my God, he was an innocent. He was a piece of fucking shit. It didn't matter what color he was. He was hot garbage and train smoke, held a gun to a pregnant woman, scumbag, fentanyl using fuckstick. And they put a thing up for him on the internet. Not one time.
He wasn't even crying for his mom. He called his girlfriend
Charlie
mama.
Or anybody else. That's it. I'm just telling you. That shows you where we're. Go back to how many years ago? This is where that all started.
This is exactly
where it came from, right there.
This is exactly where my blood begins to boil, because you look at Irina, okay, the young girl from Ukraine who came to America, okay, she gets out of work, normal day. She did not racial profile anybody on that bus. She got in, looked around for an empty seat, and sat down. The lunatic guy behind him looks at her. I don't like you. I'm gonna stab you. Everybody on the train. Oh, they all leave her. This poor thing, for almost a minute and a half, dies alone. Okay, nobody was there for her. Nobody rescued her. A bunch of cowardice pieces of garbage on that train. And I had people comment me, and they're like, he had a knife. I said he had a pocket knife. You're a cowardice person. Don't talk to me. I'm not talking to you. You have no idea what chivalry is. You have no idea what honor.
That's what I said. There's some things
I actually had written back. I said, if my brother had been there, there wouldn't have been anybody walking anywhere. I can tell you that.
And again,
like,
wait a minute.
Just saying, out of defense of her.
About that. Hold on. When that one guy defended somebody on the train.
Yes.
And killed the
Neely.
They tried to put him in fucking prison.
Yeah. But he didn't do anything.
Now to touch him because he was.
That got brought up to me during a debate online.
A little bit closer to Marissa's color.
And I brought up this fact. Here's the difference. He threatened to hurt people. He was just talking. He was insane. He was talking. So this guy took action. He didn't mean to purposely do what he did. Ended up taking this guy's life.
Yeah, he was a Michael Jackson
reenactor. To prevent what happened to this poor Ukrainian girl. Okay, let's put this into full perspective.
That's right.
The moment you couldn't have stopped what happened, because the way that this has happened, I've watched this video without it being blurred multiple times to understand why no one came to her rescue. I needed to see this for myself. Well, she didn't realize
what even happened to her, Brittany.
No, because it looked
anybody did.
That's right, but
it looked like they punched her. She was like.
But that's the thing, is everybody saw the blood leaving his hand, and then he started screaming, "I got the white girl." Okay, the moment you saw her curl up like this and start crying, me as a person, because I have empathy, because I care for human life, somebody said to me, it looked like she got punched in the chest. So what? You're still going to make sure she's okay. Even if you see a grown ass man beat a woman in the chest for no reason. He stabbed her neck in the chest multiple times.
Because all that blood that came out by the door when she slid down into the crack, there was so much blood, Marissa.
He got her here in her neck.
So much blood.
It was
same
awful.
way Charlie died. You don't think that's weird? I think
same
that's
way.
Weird.
And so I had a problem with it. So people started saying it's because of the Daniel Penny situation. No one wanted to step in. So I said back to them, I said, no, let me explain something to you. The difference is that there was no way to prevent this from happening, right? It happened so fast. I'm not blaming anybody for being like, where were the people? It happened so freaking fast. Where I'm mad at is nobody stepped up to take that guy down. You can't use the excuse of Daniel Penny because you have proof on footage that he stabbed her to death. People will not send you to prison for defending somebody who is bleeding out for their life on the ground that you just murdered. Not in this administration, not during this administration. I can tell you that right now, that would not have happened.
Not now, but
that's what I'm talking about right now. I'm saying right now that happened in New York. You had a horrible New York governor at that time that did not care about his people. Again, no empathy for human life. That's what I'm talking about. And here's the point I wanted to make earlier, and I'm getting off track because I'm getting blood blind because I'm just enraged
your
by
emotions. Remember, control your emotions.
What I'm upset by, and Troy, you just said it right now with the whole George Floyd, right? After this, I know. Hold on. The part that pisses me off is that those people started to create GoFundMe's for the murderer.
I know.
Okay. They wanted to help him. They wanted the video taken down out of respect for him and his family, which his family came out and said, he's deranged. We have no contact with him. We don't want anything to do with him because he tried to kill his sister. Okay. So all this bullshit to protect him. Okay. All this stuff, not a single thing about her.
Kidding me.
Not a single thing about like, we need to take care of her family. How can we help with funeral? How can we? Nobody stepped in. Nobody gave a shit.
That's right.
It was all we have to protect him. Can we please take it down? Can we please take it down? These are the same people that you see doing this. Oh, yay, Charlie Kirk.
That was
are
really
the same.
Good, by the way.
You're
Yes,
welcome.
You're just not fat enough.
Or I don't have the right color hair.
You gotta be one of them women with beards, whiskers on their chin, and ugly fucks with unicorn posters.
They all look the same. I don't care anymore.
Would you eat Skittles so you can shit in my mouth and and I can tell you what you had for dinner last night, because that's what we do. Unicorn shit.
I have honestly decided, and it snapped yesterday. A couple of my friends called me and we had very long talks about it last night and some this morning. I know that the part of me that used to be like, oh, I'm just going to watch what I say. I don't really want to upset that person. I'm done. Right? Like I'm going to do it in a controlled manner, but, and I will do it with maturity and integrity, something their DNA is lacking. And I don't know what happened there, but I'm done with being told that I can't say anything to defend myself, my family, my honor, my integrity, because I'll upset the Tinkerbells. I'm not doing that anymore. I don't care about the blue fairies and the dust that comes out of their ass anymore. I don't care anymore. I do not care. I'm over it because I have friends, and everyone who knows me knows I have friends that walk in all walks of life.
Brittany, give us the uncontrolled version. That's what Brian's asking.
Brian, honey, that is not for here. Okay.
Yep. She's on tonight.
I'm done. I'm freaking done. A part of me died yesterday, and another piece of me died today when I realized that we are losing a lot of really good people in the world as years pass and more crazies begin to take over. And I'm out to protect mine now. And I will do that at all costs in a healthy way, not in a violent way, unless you cross the line and I have to protect my family. That's all I'm going to say. There is
I'll make some headless
a reason. There's a reason for good violence. And I say good violence because I'm not going to lie. I would enjoy seeing a pedophile get his, just saying. But then there is unrational violence just because this guy says to you, isn't the sky a beautiful shade of blue? And you're like, mother, it's purple. Oh. And then you kill him.
Yeah.
Like I can't, I'm done. I told Troy this morning, I'm not okay. I can feel that shift in me. I can feel it, and that's okay. I know that I'm going to be a better mother and a better wife for it, and a good sister for it, and a good daughter for it. And damn it, I'm good with that. I don't care.
It's going to make me a better dirtbag.
It's going to make me a better dirtbag. You know, today I was like, I almost texted you, Troy, to say, and I told Mom, I was like, I almost texted Troy. I started writing, and I went, no, I need to think about this before I do it. And I'm going to say it live on public. I don't give a shit. I actually thought about getting a Crusader's sword down my right leg with the wording
if I
of
had
Charlie.
Room on my neck, I'd put a bullet hole tattoo on my neck for Charlie.
I wanted to have the date. I wanted to have the
Fucking
date
A.
for Charlie Kirk. And it's not like people are like, oh my God, you're just so obsessed about Charlie Kirk. No. It's the honor and integrity for a human life that you destroyed all because you didn't like what he had to say. So I will respect those that you destroy the lives of because they don't fit your narrative. So I will continue to honor them. And I am still very close. I mean, I want it from like my hip bone down my leg to where if I'm in a bikini, people are like, holy shit, she's wearing a freaking Knights Templar Crusaders. That's a freaking blade down. I mean, I want to have that embedded in me. I'm just saying, embedded in me as who I am to show my kids, you be righteous.
I'm ready to watch it. I got the people. Let's do it.
I know. I'm serious. Like it's something that has ignited in me to be like, I want my kids to know the truth. I want my kids to know to stand up for what they believe in. Do not be bullied into being anything less than yourself and what you believe in. And don't allow these insane jokers to get into your head and take anything out of you. Don't allow their words to give you power. All they're doing is exposing themselves. These are the people that I really pray that they like really tight hugs, because they're about to get a bunch of them and they come in white. Okay. We strap them in nice and hug tight with padded rooms. And you can scream at us all you want.
Plan for a minute.
No, I had to preference a hug, you know. I hope they like hugs.
She said it comes in white. I'm like, well, the white knights and
somebody's gonna
a little far with that.
Somebody's gonna crop that and be like, she's getting a Crusader sword and wanting people in white.
I know.
That's right, Daniel. I agree. That's still too good for him.
I just, you know, I'm done.
That's right, like, Craig. I'll take care of that, and we'll get it. It will be a whole show. We'll do it live. We'll do it live.
I'm still debating. I'm still debating just because, and I've always said, if I got a tattoo, it has to have a meaning and a purpose. I don't want to just go and get like tattoos, because you see these people get tattoos. I'm like, really? You got a Starbucks logo? Like, what the heck does that mean? What does that mean? Were you a barista?
Now I have to get a
that's
Starbucks
stupid.
Logo.
Like, I'm just saying, like, every tattoo Troy has a meaning. Every tattoo that you have, Marissa, has a meaning. No, but some,
just, doodly dee. We're doodling around.
But you were a tattoo artist too at times, and you're like, oh, I'm going to try this on my leg or try this design. So it still has a meaning to you. There's a moment of a memory. Right. Exactly.
Yeah, I have alligators eating babies on my leg. It has a meaning.
Representation of something.
Fucking kids out there torturing alligators. And then they cry when they get ate.
I know.
You know, Brittany, that's a great idea.
It has to have a purpose. It has to have a reason.
I hope you do something like that. I think it'd be great. I totally understand where you're coming from.
Maybe put the kids' names in it in honor of my children.
You know, in
absolutely, because it's a protection, right? You're protecting them at the end of the day. But everything that you were saying, I mean, this is what I've been instilling in Maya at the same time, is just being independent and being protective of herself. And I think I told you all, like, there was a minor incident New Year's Eve, and all the kids are playing, and all of a sudden Maya's in the
That's awesome, Craig.
And she's got a stick, and she made a knife out of it, because long story short, again, Felice is not perfect.
A stick knife.
But
that's our Mexican side. White people don't do that. We would just
but it was because, again, Felice is not perfect, and we just found out they had let out a rapist. I remember New Year's Eve, and he's walking around, and I saw him at the bar, and I was like, oh my God. It's like, Juliana, where are the kids? Where are the kids? Because he raped like a little 9-10-year-old, right? That's my daughter's age. So I was like, where are the kids? So we had to tell the kids, hey,
why don't you take him out on a survey?
Huh?
Yeah, take him out on a survey.
Exactly. Next time I'll take him out on a survey.
It was like Charlie the Croc.
Getting all the kids and just being like, hey, everyone needs to stay together. And next thing you know, Maya got a stick, and she's like, got another stick, and she made a knife, and she's like, Mom, this is if the bad man comes. And there's Maya. She's like the guardian of all the friends. She's about to stab a motherfucker. Everyone's like, she's the last one that guy's gonna get. And I'm like, hell yeah. But it's like, it's instilling that strength, right? And I told her, I've told her straight out, if anyone tries to hurt you, like an adult trying to take you away or anything, and she was like, can I stab him? Like, hell yeah, you can stab him. You know what I mean?
Of course.
She knows, because I'm not being one of those like, oh, just kick and scream. I'm like, no, you try to kill that motherfucker.
Fight for your life. Do not get to the secondary location. Fight at the first location. Ready to survive.
That's what I'm telling you, dude. Listen.
Second location, you don't survive. Don't get there.
That stabbing is a Mexican thing to do. I'm just telling you. That's why that was her go-to. You know what I'm saying? If they ain't spitting razor blades, they're going to straight up shank you in the street, my friend.
She's freaking over there like this.
Stab your ass. That's so funny. Her little Mexican side. I'll stab that bitch, yo.
Come over here. Come over here. I can actually see her. She is climbing up those trees.
Yeah, she's like.
I can see her. You know that little face she makes, Troy?
Yes.
Come at me, bro. Her little hands. Come at me, bro. I love it though. Actually, that's like the best story. Yesterday, like, so my son, when he saw and heard everything that went down, I didn't hide it from him. I wanted him to see the evils of the world. I'm sorry, I'm that parent. I think you should, to an extent. Absolutely. To an extent, I'm not going to show him the footage of Charlie. I wouldn't let him see that.
Oh, he would love
obviously, that. Obviously, as a parent, right? He knew what transpired. He knew that it was upsetting. I told him that he was a friend to many. I did explain that he was a friend of Aunt's, that Aunt knew him, you know, and that bothered Finn. So describing this to him, and then when he learned that he had passed, he resignated in it. He took a moment, and then I let him express his emotions of processing it. And it got to a point where he had to scream. He screamed to let out that emotion. And then he was like, we have to get the bad man. We have to get him. He has to go away. The evil man has to go away. And I said, you're right. He does. And hopefully they'll find him. And that's what they're doing right now. Like, I think it's okay to let your kids go through those emotions, understand the evils of the world, but here's how we're going to defend ourselves from them. This is what we're going to do to protect our own. Because one day, if I'm not here, you need to know how to take care of you and your sister. You need to know how to take care of us, you know, take care of us as a family, you know, like, I want you to be smart like that. And I'm not going to not expose it to him to an extent, you know, and I want him to sleep, but you know, I mean, and then here's my other one on the drive in the car in the morning. She's like, I want to say a prayer for him. I'm going to say a prayer for him. I'm like, you should go for it, Bims. And she's back there. Dear Lord, you pray for Charlie's heart. I filmed it. And I said, Vin, you want to do one? I'm not good at that. I'm like, okay, get it.
Yeah, don't be making Finn get into some weird shit.
Well, I didn't do it. She wanted to do it all by herself. She's like, can I do it? Can I do it? I'm like, yeah. And then she comes up to me in the kitchen yesterday and she's just like, what happened to Daddy? Who shot Daddy? I was like, no, not Dad. And she's like, oh, okay. I'm like, what? Like, where are you hearing this? Like, you're picking up bits and pieces and you're trying to be a part of the conversation. Just come talk to me. Because she was listening to me talk to Finn and she was trying to figure it out from afar. And her headphone was like this. Like, just come talk to me. I'll tell you.
When you were, because you like to post with your husband, you know, frequently. When I
like to have fun with him.
Who's the sexy guy with no soul? And somebody responded, he has a soul chore. He takes it to the dry cleaners once in a while.
Oh, Jim. He started, his name is Jim, and I don't really engage with him outside of comments, but he was a fan of Lost Monster Files and started following me. And his brain is amazing. It has so much knowledge in there, and he will spew this information and facts. And obviously he's an older gentleman because there's a lot of information he provides is a lot older. He'll be like, you probably are too young for this movie, but blah, blah, blah. And he is just hilarious. Like, I love his comments.
He just takes it to the dry cleaners once in a while. You know, because South Park, redheads have no souls. It was a joke, and that's why I wrote it in there.
Yeah. No, he knows how to keep up, get those zingers out, make jokes. I mean, I actually enjoy whenever he puts a comment. Jim. Yeah, he's a good person. I hope he follows you because he's hilarious. He's great. But he really does know his stuff.
Know if you knew who he was.
No, he's just a fan of the show and become online social friends through the commenting. And I mean, he's so supportive and I mean, he's just so nice and he loves the paranormal. He loves all that stuff. And he has such great information on stuff I didn't know about. And some of like the true crime cases he's popped up with every once in a while. It's just good stuff. He's just a funny guy. Like, okay. I like doing stuff to John and reels. Like I will just tell him, hey, go along with me for a minute. And he'll be like, okay. Like we were driving and I played the thing about how to bury the body and whatever. And I didn't tell him. I said, hey, I'm going to film something. Just go along with it. And I started playing. And he's like, what are you doing? Like, what are you listening to? Like, he's like, you know, one day everyone's gonna be like, your husband's an asshole. I'm like, no, they know I spring this on you. I tell people, I'm like, no, I just say I'm gonna do it. Let's just do it. You're just gonna have to go along with it, okay? Just go along with it.
Everybody thinks John's an asshole because he just acts like that. They're not gonna think it. He's already there. You know what I'm
saying? He's just very matter of fact. You know,
he's very funny, man. He's chill. He's not though. If you really know John, he's not. He's funny.
He has to get to know you. Yeah.
Yeah. If you don't know him, he's like real standoffish. Like, you know, he's real bougie. But if
you
know him, then you know he's really cool. You know what I'm saying? You just gotta know him.
That would have been the last thing I would have thought of John.
Oh, man. When he's dressed up and he's sharp and ready for work, you're like, what the fuck is this
guy?
Well,
I mean,
the Wolf of Wall Street.
I mean, if you had to dress up like that, I'd be like, oh, bougie. You know,
I've never dressed up like would never. If it
One
was up to me, I'd go to
time.
court just like this. Dressing up is for I can't
One
stand
time
it.
in
That's
my
a form of conformity.
it almost sounds like you probably would also be like, and I would never, I've never even dressed like a California surfer that's out on Venice Beach. You know what I mean?
I have,
Yeah, he has.
but I have dressed like a California surfer on the beach.
And he's also had to dress in like a button down, which is very interesting to see. Yeah.
I did. I dressed in a button down for her. For her
Oh,
gala.
no. I'm talking about, do you remember back when you were doing Suburban and you had that?
Oh,
for a
when we were the
call?
car salesman? Yeah, we were mocking it. I did do it then. We were
had
mocking
this,
it.
like,
We were doing
blue-
a
was it blue
TV
or
skit.
white?
We were filming a first show called Suburban Barbarians, and me and Slob Rob, we stole the car and we accidentally knocked the car salesman out. We took the car, Slob wrecked it. It was a great thing. We stuck him in the trunk. It was a great video. We filmed all that. It was great.
Wait, it's a blue tuxedo.
It was a blue button down, right? Like it was
A button
blue.
up shirt, like a blue, like you would buy, like one of those guys would come in with a tie on.
collar.
It's blue, like a down.
Oh, okay.
A business,
And we
a
look all sharp.
business
I
button
have
down.
the videos. I have to find those videos. I have those videos of him and I arguing. If not, Stuart does, and I can
Oh, it's
send it to you.
great.
It's hilarious. We're arguing about stuff. We're selling cars. It's insane.
This show
It
was
was good stuff.
phenomenal. It was a
would
great
have went.
show.
It would have went, but things happen, and things get different. So we ended up doing other weird shows.
When was this?
When I-
When you were
2014, 2015.
young? Okay.
I think it was. It had to be 14. Yeah.
Yeah, it
Jeez,
was
that
after.
a
It
long
was
time
after.
ago.
It was after Warlock's Rising.
Yeah.
I've done a lot of TV. I mean, there's a lot of me out there on
Yeah.
TV doing dumb shit.
Yeah. I loved that scene so much because how it was cut, Marissa, is like you see Troy and he's Troy. And then the next thing you see is like it's like a Zoom call. And it's like it pops up and he's like, "Hi,
And I'm
how
like,
are you?"
Shut up. Yeah, and I'm trying to tell him. He's like, "Hey, fuck that guy." I'm like, "Shut up, slob. You got to be nice."
Yeah, and then he's
Good afternoon, sir.
just dressed like
He's like,
I'm
"Fuck
like,
this guy."
Who is this guy? That's
Yeah.
not my brother. It was funny. It was
Yeah.
written very well. It was really
Really good stuff, and that's fun. But yeah, her
Yeah.
husband dresses up very nice when he has to work. When he's got
When he has
doesn't
to.
like to.
He hates it.
He dresses like a bum when he doesn't have to do anything.
He does.
Flip flops, old shorts, and whatever shirt he can find on the floor, he just puts it on. That's John. But when he goes to work, man, it's like phew, he's got the belt matches, dude.
You
He's got
know,
like the tan shoes with the matching belt and the slacks. I mean, he
Yeah.
puts it on when he's got to. Gets off the plane, flies first class. You know what I'm saying?
He's got to. And it's funny because when he
Flies
flies
first
first class, he flies in flip flops, his Guy Harvey shirt, and his shorts. You would never know. And a backpack he's had for 20 years. Like you would never freaking know.
Yeah, John wouldn't care if there was a single painting hanging in the wall. He doesn't care about any of that stuff.
No,
he really
doesn't.
doesn't.
No, he doesn't.
Yeah, we
He
were
lets Brittany
talking
design
about
the
that.
house.
We were
He
talking
doesn't
about
care.
that when we were over at your place. He's like, "Man, what? We were watching some show, Brittany. It was about houses. Do you remember that?"
Yeah, we were watching the Zillow Gone Wild.
Yes.
Where
And
he
he had
was going
said,
to-
he's
yeah.
like, "Well, I could be on this," and they come in, and there would be like spear guns on the on the floor. There would be like some ratty tatty mattress.
He said, he goes, I wouldn't have a bed frame. I would just have a mattress on the floor. I'd be fine with that.
I was
I
like,
can be
I
fine.
feel like John could go on a trip with Flavio and I. You know,
No.
Like,
He needs a shower.
Nobody can go on a trip with Flavio. Listen,
He needs a
Marissa
shower.
thinks she can, but if it was a real deal, it would be horrible.
I've
Horrible.
traveled with him to Jamaica.
Yep,
Traveled
yep.
with him.
I'm talking.
with
Nope,
Louise.
it's horrible. Please do not. I don't want to look at you any different. Everybody thinks they can travel with him until he does some ridiculous stuff. He does some ridiculous stuff, or I'm going home. This
But
man,
it's always so entertaining.
This
Like
man
I
is trying to
love
get into the
traveling with
Ukraine.
Flavio.
he wants to hitchhike in Iran.
I know.
That's what he wants to
This-
do with no
no.
shoes on, no underwear, and a shirt wrapped around his head, and he's going to try to hitchhike. He said, "Listen, he would do that. That's Flavio. Nobody does that." And he said, "If I get killed over there, don't extradite me back. Leave my body there and just tell him I vanished." He just wants to see if he can survive it.
I
Fuck
know.
That, I know
And he would do it.
He's
He's not just
insane.
saying that. That's the sick shit he would do. He would
No,
do it.
he would.
Let's
yeah.
just be real.
No,
He would do it. So yes, I know Marissa can live in the jungle with him and not wash her hair or shave, and have a 70s bush. hairy legs, looking like something from Center of the Earth, that thing that said Shakadaka or whatever. I get that. But there's some shit that Flavia would do that you would never do. She'd come home and you couldn't tell her bottom half from the top, this woman. But but coming back from that other shit, man, you know, we always got to end on a good note.
I can tell something would not be flat ironed.
She's like, no, I beat it now. It has beads in it. You hear it? It clicks. It clicks. It's bejazzled. Now, with that being said,
what was that? Was somebody doing champagne?
That's what it sounded like. She's like, that's right.
I put like this on my nothing.
Like, oh my God, hairy crotches with beads and somebody popped champagne. What is going on tonight?
That happened one time, Marissa, to my father. I'll end on this story. Years ago, I used to have a company where I would do headliner work, and I had to go to this nudist colony to do this guy's car.
Oh,
Did you go to a nudist colony because why?
Because I was going to do this guy's car. Inside of his car, he wanted his headliner redone, and he wanted it turned or whatever. And so I have it out. My dad's out there, and this guy comes up, and his dick is all decorated. It has like beads. He had beads in his pubic hair with little beads in there and stuff, like little turquoise beads and shit. And I remember my dad was like working. He's helping me put this glue in. He like looks over. He sees this guy's cock. He looks up at the guy. He looks at me. And we just keep working. The guy's like, "You're doing a really great job." He's like, "Yeah, thank you." And the guy's just butt ass naked with beads all on his pubic hair and everything. It was the best time of my life. I mean, there's a lot of times I would go back to, dude, but god dang, dude. God dang, there were some funny times.
You're like, that's a moment.
Don't ask, don't tell, Troy. That's funny. Nobody asked. So at the end of the day, we all got to have a little bit of a laugh. If anybody's going to be sad, don't be sad for Charlie Kirk. He's not suffering anymore. And according to his faith, he's with his maker. People you should feel sad for is the children that don't have the dad and the wife that's laying in bed and he's not next to her anymore. That's a cold, horrible place to be. And so if you're going to send some energy out, rather it be in prayers or manifestation or good vibes or thinking good, that's where you send it. You send it to that family because they need that. And I think that that's where we have to start. We have to start healing there. And just think about those people left behind, how horrible that is. And that image is going to be there forever. And when their children are over that footage, they're going to see the way their father died. That's going to be rough. And they really need to. Get some
for the
some
Ukrainian girl too, because the parents have to see that. That's forever immortalized in everyone's mind. Both of those, because they were both caught on camera. So it's
that's right, Brian, and that's what I was saying. And thank God he didn't suffer. So the people who are suffering now are the people who loved him, and especially his family.
And they need you. And you know, it's interesting. And Mom had mentioned it to me a while back on a different case, but it is true. They're numb right now. Okay. Those individuals that have lost that loved one is numb right now. Mm-hmm. They're not going to need your attention or to show up and be there until a couple of weeks from now, when the reality and the shock sets in and the shock is gone. That's when you should check in. Like even today we lost Professor Jeff Meldrum, which is still, I know I'm still in shock. I allowed myself to feel that emotion and I know I'm still in shock, but he was a legend. But I know that his family is going to be in shock for a while. And these people are going to feel that shock. But in like 2 weeks, 3 weeks from now, when everybody stops asking if they're okay, that's when they're not going to be okay. That's when you need to start checking in and remembering and reminding yourself to be like, hey, are they good? We remember. We're still here. We're tapping in. You need us, let us know. On all counts. So if you know Charlie and his family, give it some time and then show up. Be there. If you know anybody with that family from the Ukrainian girl, be there. The boys from the Colorado school shooting, be there in a couple of weeks when that shock wears off for those parents, those loved ones, the families, the wives, the victims of the heinous crime. That's when they're going to need it. This Charlie one this is brutal. This is really brutal. It's a tough time.
Could have been any one of us. Could be any one of us.
Still could. You just have to be aware of your surroundings more so now than ever. You could just wear something that somebody just doesn't like.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
That's unfortunately the society in which we live in right now.
Like Marissa's hairstyle. I mean, that could be offensive.
That's true.
You know,
Mhm.
I think it's racial appropriation. She's Hispanic and she's got her hair dyed blonde. That's bullshit. Copying white girls.
I'm getting really mad right now.
Me too. That's just like, you need to get back to
Yeah.
your roots, young lady.
Yeah.
I
What
mean,
you're
it's
doing is wrong.
almost blonde. It'd be white at this point. So,
Dr. Whitey over here.
Meanwhile, her child is creating a blade out of a stick.
yes,
I just
Look,
say.
that's Mexican. If she doesn't get it, if that's not your sign right there,
Oh, Brian.
that's Mexican.
Yeah, exactly.
That's true, Brian. That's true. Well, listen
I
up,
think-
guys. I appreciate everybody coming out. We better end this. We're about an hour and 15 minutes into the show. And I thank everybody for coming out and commenting with us and spending us. And it's, to me, as I always say, it's, I don't take this show and try to push it out there to make it anything other than just therapy. And I think that, likewise thinking, and people that come in and hang out with us, I do appreciate it. And I'm glad you come in, Marissa, and take the time. Brittany, as always, I appreciate you coming. And everybody that's made comments, all of our close friends, Brian, Craig, everybody, Dan, beginners, everybody that's out there. We miss Sage tonight. Hopefully he catches up.
Yes.
I'm just glad everybody came in and talked with us tonight and shared a little love. And that's what we need in a world of darkness, for sure. So
Love. Yep. Exactly.
Lots of
again,
love.
send your prayers, manifest your good thoughts, whatever it is that you do, send it out to Charlie's family, to Dr. Meldrum's family, to that little
Just
girl's
show
family,
up.
and anybody else who's going through
Mhm.
it right now, man. Just try to be there. Put it in your thoughts, man. Energy is more powerful than you think it is.
That's
So,
right. Just show
it's been a
up.
pleasure, everybody. And I'd like to say good night and thank you for coming to the show. And we will see you.